3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is Kyle Broda, and welcome to your lesson for today. This is your sample question for the new Federal Skilled Worker Program. If you saw the lesson last week, you could see that the CIC released the final details about the new Federal Skilled Worker Program. And of course, we are right on the ball, so we released our video just the day after. And this is a sample question, so you can really see how the new Federal Skilled Worker Program will play a role in your ICCRC exam. And of course, remember, we're here to help you pass your ICCRC exam. So you can order our books and seminars at fullskillsexamprep.com. So just like we said last week, the new Federal Skilled Worker Program will be on your ICCRC exam for sure. It completely replaced the old Federal Skilled Worker Program, but that does not mean that they won't have any questions about the old program. Part of the reason for this is because they want to make sure that you're up to date on the changes and that you know the difference between the old program and the new program, because if you have a client, they don't want you to be confused and give him some information that's pertaining to the old program. This is your question for today. So if you can't see this, I'll just read it out for you as well. Ron Huxtable is a medical emergency room pediatrician with 5 years of experience in this field, and he has an English level of CLB 8. He had his educational credentials assessment performed by the Medical Council of Canada and received a positive response. He wants to know if he can immigrate under the reopened Federal Skilled Worker class. What would you advise him? And A is yes, but only if he has a valid offer of arranged employment. We have B, yes, but only if he improves his English. We have C, yes, he would be accepted immediately. And we have D, no, he does not meet the minimum requirements. So I'll give you a minute to look at this and try to find the answer for yourself. Alright, we'll see if you got the answer. Maybe you have a feeling about a certain answer, and that's perfectly fine. Or maybe you even had the time to look up the answer, and that would be great. Okay, so let's see. So we'll do what we usually do. We will measure this against the different criteria. So remember, with the lesson last week, we said there is experience, language, and education. If you meet all of those, then you move on to the points system. Of course, you need to meet the minimum number of required points, which is 67. And of course, you need to be admissible. So what I want you to do here is just take a look and try to figure out which parts of the scenario relate to the various parts in the question. Okay, let's check this out and see if you're on the right track over here. So in this one here, we have experience in red. So he has 5 years experience, and we're taking a look at his job as well because that relates to the experience, right? The language, so his English level is CLB 8. We have, in purple there, but it looks almost like black. We have his educational credentials assessment were assessed by the Medical Council of Canada, and they received a positive response. For points, we don't know. They don't mention anything about it, so it wouldn't really pertain to this question. And for admissibility, we don't really know if he's a criminal or anything like that, so we don't really think, you don't need to think about this with this question. So just like we said last week, he needs to meet all of those different criteria to be able to go to the points round and then he needs to be admissible as well, right? So let's see with the experience. 1 year continuous within the last 10 years, knock OAB, and one of these things over here. So with him, I'm not sure if you remember his job, do you? Let's take a look back then, in case you don't. He's a medical room pediatrician, if you remember there. So let's take a look over here again at our jobs list. Remember, this is in your test day booklet as well. So if you're taking your exam and you have the test day booklet, you could just flip to that page and you'll have this immediately. Okay, arranged employment. They didn't mention anything about arranged employment either, even though he's definitely a knock A. The PhD stream, this one here wouldn't really matter for him because they didn't mention anything about him being a student or having just graduated from a PhD stream. So you would just cancel this one as well. His language skills. So yeah, we could see that he actually meets the language skills because he has a CLB 8. Education. They mentioned that his education worked out fine. And the points system, we don't really know because we have to see if he actually qualifies to have his points measured even. And the proof of funds, they don't mention this, so we don't really need to think about it. So, just like we said over here, we've got his experience is definitely okay in the number of years. However, in terms of the job, it's not good enough. The language is okay, and education is okay. But let's take a look over here. So if you answered A, that's correct. He could come here with a valid offer of employment because he's knock A position. However, he doesn't qualify to come here without a job offer because he's not in those job categories. So for B, obviously he doesn't need to improve his English. That would go just towards the points if he made it to the points round, but he didn't. Yes, he'd be accepted immediately. No. If he was in one of those medical professions that was on the list, he probably would be, but he wasn't, so it doesn't matter. And no, he does not meet the minimum requirements. That one could be correct as well. However, A is more correct, so that would be the correct answer. Remember with your exam as well, they're not going to give you one answer that's very correct and 3 answers that are completely incorrect, right? So this is good practice for you for that. Alright, and again, we have more practice questions coming up for you. So stay tuned. We offer them almost every week. And we're here to help you. So we're here to help you pass your ICCRC exam and become a member of the ICCRC. Like us on Facebook, and these updates will come to you automatically. And you can follow our WordPress blog. We offer books and seminars as well. So if you really want to be prepared for your exam, go ahead and order those. If you're just enjoying the lessons, that's not a problem as well. Okay, thanks, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.